Oh my, it is me. I am back. It's a one-time off little stream we're gonna do tonight. We're gonna talk about a game I've been excited about for about 3 years. We're talking about Fractured tonight. I have been following Fractured since its very beginning. Just about 3 years ago, come June, I was just roaming around the internet and I came across this studio called Dynamight Studios and learned about their isometric downward looking MMORPG. And so I said, everybody needs a side game from time to time. And what I said was I'm gonna jump in and I'm gonna get involved with this. You guys know me. I'm Jahlon. When I get involved with a game, I like to jump all the way in. So Fractured, really impressed so far. This is alpha test 2. Test 2, good part of this is I have a couple of alpha keys to give away tonight. I talked to I'm gonna draw a blank on the name, right? Of course, Prometheus. I knew it was Prometheus. Got a couple of alpha keys from him earlier today. Gave one away to a streamer in my network. He's a really good tester. The rest I'm going to give away to people tonight, as long as you seem like the kind of people that are actually interested. So that is some good news. I do want to say, Fractured, unlike a lot of other games, not throwing any shade. Who am I lying? Okay, I'm going to throw some shade. You all know that my history with Chronicles of Illyria, Soulbound Studios, they just went belly up. They closed the doors, fired all the employees. They raised about $8 million over their history. All Dynamight Studios asked for was, I want to say, if I remember correctly, it was 110,000 pounds. Or 100,000 pounds is what they asked for. They raised 111,000 pounds. Their Kickstarter was successful. So let's take a look at what we actually can put our hands on. You see that I have made a couple of characters. I like playing with character creation. I like jumping into stuff. There's not a whole lot here. There's actually less this test than there was last time, but that's okay. We're gonna just take a quick look. I do like games, even when they're in their earliest development. I like it when they have male and female default genders. I think that's important. I only because you don't want to isolate an entire 50%, or actually more than 50% of the gaming community is female now, if you guys didn't read recent studies. So as you can see, males, females, they are here. Not a lot of details yet, but there's enough. There's enough to see that they have the baselines of a character creator. Last time they had 4 different backgrounds. They chopped it down a little bit. I like games that do this. I like games that on the character creation screen, they give you a little bit of background. Obviously, this is just placeholder stuff. They don't have all the races in. One of the things that drew me to Fractured is they plan on having a demon race. So that's a big one for me. I cannot wait to go hands-on with the demon race. They have humans, like plant people, and demons. But anyways, I like when games in the character creator give you like a little bit more detail than some games lately have been doing. So I like how it tells you what your starting abilities are going to be. One of the pieces of feedback I want to give them is this is cool and all for alpha. Telling people what the difficulty rating of classes is. I don't necessarily like that in live games. I think you drive people away from classes because you say like difficulty easy, difficulty medium. Oh, this one's difficulty hard. I think a lot of people are afraid to jump into that. But one of the interesting things is in Fractured, you acquire your skills by killing mobs. I talked about that in a video. If you guys are just driving by, then you'll find I did a video that kind of detailed out Fractured last time. I'm gonna go with the Gladiator for tonight. If I do another one, I will do the Arcanist. Now I also like the old school. I like the old school mentality of stats. I like being able to assign my own stats. If I want to become a glass cannon mage, I like to be able to do that. I don't like games where it's every single character comes out of the box identical. And as you can see over here, the modifiers are actually working. That's pretty cool. A lot of times games in alpha just have this stuff laid in and you're moving points around and it's not actually doing anything. But as you can see, I'm gonna lower my strength. You'll see my endurance, my mana, my life drops as I pop my strength back up. I get that back. So it's actually meaningful. That's going to become even more meaningful when the other races come in, because the other races are going to have different stats, different stat tables, different attribute tables. So that's a big one for me as well. But for today, I'm just going to leave it how they have it. And this character's name is going to be Stream. I do have a couple other characters. Didn't get much done with them. Didn't want to do too much. I wanted to look at Alpha 2 with fresh eyes with you guys. That way, if somebody says, well, what about this? I'm not, racing ahead. Like I said, I did play in the last alpha, so I do have a little bit of knowledge. What I'm going to do here is let me grab. They're doing Alpha 2's been up since Wednesday, March 25th, so a week ago. I did not have a chance to get in the last week. Unfortunately, with this worldwide pandemic going on, my time has been taken up. I do have 2 small children, and I did manage to grease burn my dominant hand, which pancakes are amazing, but when you cook the pancakes with bacon grease and it splashes on your hand, that kind of sucks. Let's see. Social features, parties, guilds. If you own a piece of land, you can now add players, co-owners of claim. That's cool. That's important to know. The new player experience, local bank to store your items. I did see that. Fields, crafting station, and a tavern to rest at. A series of tutorial quests and the knowledge system. Cool. So they are adding some tutorial stuff in that didn't exist. So they got a whole bunch of new stuff. Stealth. That if we can get to stealth tonight, we can check that out. Cool. So there's some stuff there. I do like that Dynamight Studios has been pretty well forthcoming with their communication. I feel that of all the games I follow, I feel that I am the most informed by Dynamight Studios. As we jump in, I've got this basic tutorial over here, and it's fine for alpha testing. It needs to go a long way before it's ready. Because the first thing I'm doing shouldn't be basic survival. It should be an introduction to my skills and abilities. So I think that's another piece of feedback that Prometheus needs. I get it. The people who have alpha access know what they're doing, kind of, generally. I will say that the graphics from last time are a lot better. I do like this idea of the bank. This is kind of funny. Normally banks are, discovered stuff. Oh, here we go. This is kind of cool then, if they're going to put the crops publicly available for people. There we go. I like that. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Milling stone. See, you can definitely see the difference if I zoom in a little bit. Still a generic bench. Okay, as I jump in here, I do like the milling stone. There's another game out. I can't talk about it. I'm under NDA. The crafting system is very frustrating. So I do like that without even really trying, I've been intuitively able to get myself to where I need to go in my tutorial. So I want to craft some flour. Again, a lot of this is placeholder stuff. Remember, it is alpha. For all of you gamers out there, I really need gamers to be responsible with terms, because words matter. The alphas that you're used to are Asian imports, and what that is that's a properly finished, published game that they're doing an alpha for marketing reasons, to sell founders packs while they offset the cost of localization. A lot of the games you're seeing, especially on my channel, if you look down below, you're going to see Ashes of Creation, you're going to see Fractured, you're going to see Defend the Night, you're going to see Valar. A lot of those companies, I have conversations with them about how to integrate content creators, how to do tutorials, what sort of support. But anyway, these these Western publishers that are actually doing alphas, they're getting beaten up so bad because people are like, oh, well, this is an alpha, but it's not really polished and it's not really clean and the UI sucks and this. It's like, stop. It's an alpha. They're trying to see if the stuff works. So some of the stuff you see, they will be doing second passes and third passes on. But even if they didn't, this is still pretty neat and clean looking. And like I said, it's been pretty intuitive. I don't know why dough is materials and components, but that's cool. They threw it in for this test. Let's make sure it's working. Let's see, craft bread. Oh no, come back. Where might one craft bread? I would guess at a fire. You know what? I would guess that I need to build a fire and make my bread. That's gonna seem kind of weird. Hold on. Let me go back into town. Let's not jump the gun here. Bread. Oh, look at that. See? All you had to do, see, found a fire. Now, I will say, I knew that from playing Alpha 1. I knew that the house would have the internal thing. So that is kind of a cheat. Look at that. Quest basic survival. Oh, look at that. Okay, skills are here. So on the right wavelength as Prometheus, on the right wavelength. So they do have the skills. Rest at a campfire. Memorize an ability preset containing heavy blow, shockwave, shield block, and second wind. So this is the skills and attributes and presets. What I want to do, and again, some of this I'm cheating because I did play in Alpha 1. So what I want to do here is I want to rest on the floor. And then I want to memorize my new preset. Look at that, basic survival 2. We are making progress. I want to bring these down. Now, one thing I will tell you, I will clearly state that they need to change the key bindings. They need to change the key bindings. I'm not cool with the QWERTY. I'm not cool with the QWERTY. I like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've been doing this for like 20 years. Don't change the buttons on me. So that's another thing. I don't settings. Yeah, I didn't. Yeah, they don't have it. I mean, that's something that'll come in time. No doubt. That's just how they're doing it defaultly. So let's see. Craft linen weave. I'm gonna guess that for linen weave. Let me see. Let's see if we can figure this out. Gatherable resources, cotton plant. Okay. No, don't gather. We don't want you doing that. Come out of the field, because we like to press buttons. Okay, crafting and building. It's that one. Let's see, linen weave. For linen weave, we need plant fibers. Okay. And we seem to have some of those, so let's see if gathering these gives us more plant fibers. Yep. Although, I can probably go outside town and find plant fibers better. More. Let's see. I think most new top-down MMOs have QWERTY. Avalon Online does the same. Yeah, I mean, that's kind of part and parcel of the world of isometric downwards. If I recall correctly, doesn't Diablo also default you to QWERTY? I think it does. I know you can change it. Okay, so linen weave, we need to make 3 of these. So far, guys, I don't know if you're liking what you're seeing. I know some of you are swinging by because we're friends and we've known each other forever. But I know some people are probably out there for Fractured itself, and I am really kind of, you know, stoked about what I see. I definitely like I like isometric downward games. Easy to get people from MOBAs to jump in without retraining. Streaming is amazing. Okay, now I got my rope. I gotta go find a stone and a branch. This took me forever. I am not gonna lie. When I first played the first alpha, this took me forever because I was like, where are branches on the ground? And I never even thought to walk up to the tree. All right, so I got some rocks. I got some sticks. Also, up here in the corner, I'm gonna get rid of myself for a second. You see underneath, let me get rid of that too. Nope, not that one. You see your health bar, your mana bar, but you also see your energy and your food. It's got some survival-esque mechanics in it, so you have to worry about food. You have, like, that's why I made bread. You do have to rest occasionally, but it's like 10 seconds. You rest at a fire. I didn't have a problem with that the last time. Let's see. Primitive mace. And we're going to make a primitive shield. And we have enough. Look at that. What state is this in alpha? It is alpha 2. But I mean, I don't know what exactly, like, I don't have a definitive list of like check marks that need to be done. So they have a lot to go. They have a lot left to deliver, but I will say, for an alpha, the last time, and I'm gonna relink this for you guys. I'll probably link this a couple of times throughout the show. The last time I did this, I was really impressed with how detailed some of their systems were for it being an alpha. I have seen alphas with far, far less work accomplished. Now, one of the things I'm probably not going to get to tonight is I probably am not going to get to a place where I can get a house. Obviously, if I can, I will. But like I said, I'm a week late getting into this build. So most of the houses by the spawn are already claimed. I will say all these tutorial quests on the side are new since the last time. I'm gonna went a little crazy unless these are NPC placed. Might be NPC placed. But yeah, Prometheus contacted me. He was like, "Oh yeah, I'm going to bed. But by the way, if you make an Arcanist, you're gonna run into a bug." I was like, "Well, then I just won't make an Arcanist because I don't want to show off your bugs. We'll probably find some on our own." That's a big thing for me with games, though. Developers that actually reach out and talk to their content creators, it's so important to not be using paid for media all the time. I think some of these game companies that are small, they try to emulate what the big boys do, and that's the wrong mentality. Like, we're tired of the EA and the Bethesda and the Blizzard. We're tired of that. We don't want talking suits telling us what we want in our games. They've been doing that for the last 10 years, and let's be honest, all the games in the last 10 years have sucked. These smaller studios, Dr. Greenspoon popped in. He's doing Valar at Quasar Studios. My friend Scribble at Ninja Loot Games, they're doing Defend the Night. Prometheus and these guys are at Dynamight Studios. They're doing Fractured. And then even a game that is a little bit closer to big studio like Ashes of Creation with Intrepid Studios. Like, no matter what, like, I'm still gonna rip into you if I need to go full bore, I'm gonna go full bore. But just like, if I have to go full bore, I'm gonna sit and think a second. Do they really deserve it? So one of the things, I don't know if you guys have been seeing, but the knowledge points. Everything I've been picking up, knowledge points. All the beasts, knowledge points. And if I keep killing wolves, the more wolves I kill, the more knowledge about wolves I will learn. I'll learn everything about them. And eventually, this is how you earn your new abilities. This is probably the most unique system I've ever seen in an MMO. This is the sort of thing that you normally see in a single player game. And honestly, Dynamight Studios and Prometheus and the team, they're like, nope, we're doing this. So you are not going to run into cookie cutter classes, because you got to go out. If you want that ability, you got to go out and get it. Okay, I'm gonna cheat a little bit, but all MMOers would do this, right? You saw armor to craft, you would make armor, right? So let's see. No pants. I don't know how I feel about a game that doesn't give us pants. I mean, I know it's teleworking and all due to COVID, but I mean... Okay, let's see. We gotta learn a spell called Bash. So here's our bear. Oh, see, look, indicator arrows. Idiot arrows. I love idiot arrows. This is when you just build a better idiot. So you come down here. So now I know 25% of the knowledge of a black bear. And obviously they've got this set so that you learn Bash after killing 5 bears, because go kill 5 bears. Discover the skill. Bash. Your next strike with the bludgeoning weapon is guaranteed hit that deals increased damage. The target is also stunned unless it performs a successful fortitude saving throw. Yeah. Allowed weapons, melee or unarmed. Allowed armor, any. See, there are abilities that you cannot use if you're not using the right weapons. That, I think, is very, very well done, very detailed. Now, I know some people are going to say, well, I want to be able to use everything. Yeah, no, because then you get the two-handed maul of rending with the biggest ability, and then there's no balance. So what we're going to do here is, as you see, everything I've been picking up, everything I've been killing, I've been getting knowledge points. I have 5,130 knowledge points. This one is going to cost me 1,200 knowledge points. Now, maybe I don't want this ability, maybe I do, but the tutorial tells me I need to have it. So we're going to do this. Now we have unlocked another ability. So, as you can see, I'm going to do the next thing it tells me to do. It says memorize an ability preset containing Bash. So I'm going to open up my presets. I'm going to look at what my abilities do. Oh, I forgot. I'm so stupid. Why am I always out of life? Yeah, because you're using second wind, like on cooldown. Stupid. That's my bad. I acknowledge that. Let's see. Heavy blow. Cripples the target. Generate a mighty shockwave. And shield block. Negating. You block the next physical attack or projectile, negating all its damage and additional effects. That is actually really cool. I really like when they specify that it's going to negate all the damage and the additional effects. There are games where even if you successfully block or parry, the CC still goes through. There are other games that if you block it, the CC doesn't go through. So I'm glad that they're taking the time to spell that out. And then I'll put you in. So I'm going to save this preset. And as you saw, memory cost 14. Here, why don't we delete this real quick? We're going to add a new one. So as you can see, each of these abilities have a value to them. Right now at my level, my everything, I can memorize a skill set containing up to 16 points. So when I add all this up, 4 and 4 is 8, right? Yeah, plus 6, 14. So I'm using 14 out of my 16 allotted points. Kind of reminds me of D&D, where some of you are going to be like, that's not how it works in D&D. Yeah, original D&D, where the mages only could memorize so many spells a day. So mages could have like 50 spells in their spell book, but you might only have like 8 memorized. Same sort of thing. These bigger ones, as they get bigger, you're not going to be able to have all of them. So that's pretty amazing. I do think that is a great part of the feature. So we're going to save that skill set. Now we're going to go learn it. And then it's going to change the abilities that I have. And that is really, really going to be, you know, a key clutch thing when it comes to this game. Actually, nothing will make me more stoked for this game than the fact that there's a demon playable race, but the skill system is a very close second. Get in there. Go to sleep. And when we pop up, memorize. We're going to learn this new one. We're going to memorize it. As you can see, it pops it up. And it says, hey, you got new stuff. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull these down. And I'm going to stop using second wind and cooldown. Because that's a Muppet move. Don't do that. Don't be me. Because that recovers a large amount of endurance and removes all your wounds, but not what you want to do. You don't want to be chewing up life. Don't do that. All right, and then as you can see, I am out of go do's. I'm out of go see do's. So that is basically get your character, get your feet under you. Like I said, they have added some quality of life stuff. Oh, you know what? Quality of life stuff. What are you still doing here? Nobody ever stays this long. This is the end screen. Well, since you're here, there's a couple other videos I think you should check out. And all those names, those are my patrons over at Patreon. I couldn't do this without them. So, big thanks to them for all their support.